While some would call another man an angel, most would agree he's a hero.
Pretty extraordinary story of a Pittsburgh guy who rescued two different people from two different house fires. Now his employer is giving him an award.
KDKA's Barry Pintar has a story of this heroic man who's responsible for saving two lives.
Yeah, I'm at St. Stanislaus Kostka Church here in the Strip District, standing next to this angel, an absolutely beautiful parish here. Angels, of course, seen many times this time of year, where people think of them as beings who help people in their time of need. Which brings us to this story about a man who did just that, to the point where folks wondered, was it an angel?
It was 2 years ago, this house engulfed in flames. A neighbor sees it, knows there is someone inside, calls 911 knowing that rescuers could never get there in time. Then she sees a truck delivery driver come out of nowhere and run into the burning house. She remembers thinking,
that man did not hesitate. He did not hesitate. That's why I said he was like an angel.
He runs into the burning house. Too much time passes, and that neighbor, certain he had perished as well, only then to see him again, this time carrying a man out on his shoulders. It was this man, Ken Andreen, a delivery driver for a company called Mom's Meals. The company provides meals to people with special medical needs, the reason Ken works in a mask. He talked to me about that day 2 years ago when he saw smoke and ran into action.
A lot of people would have seen the fire, but they would not have had the thought to run into a burning house. Why did you do that?
That's what God put me here to do. I'm a good citizen. I gotta do what any other citizen would have done.
2 years after that rescue, unbelievable circumstances, it happened again. In October, Ken was making deliveries in Vandergrift. Again, he saw flames. Instinctively, he sprung into action and for a second time saved another man from this burning house. Here he is pictured with that man he saved.
Were you afraid?
No.
How? How not? How were you not afraid to run into burning houses twice?
It was just the adrenaline. It was kicking in.
But the man who lived here, this man, alive because of Ken.
Some people have referred to you as an angel. What do you have to say about that?
I'm not an angel. I'm just, like I said before, right place, right time.
Humility in its purest form. He says anyone would have done the same, but we know it takes a true, honest, unique hero as he drives away to his next delivery. Or
angel, hero, coincidence, in the right place at the right time. Whatever you think, I think we can pretty much rest assured there are two people alive today thankful that the Kens of the world still exist. Reporting in the Strip District, Barry Pintar, KDKA-TV News.